Well, for more on this, Deepesh Patel, editor of Trade and Treasury Payments magazine, joins us live from here in London. Welcome to the programme. So we're just hours away from Donald Trump's August tariff deadline. And I understand 8 out of 60 countries have deals so far. And Mexico just got an extension. What does that mean for other countries and the deadlines right now?
Thank you. So, well, I guess with Mexico, that extension reflects deeply into US-Mexico economic integration. And it's likely that high supply chain risk really is what was the key driver of that decision. Canada may be next, but most countries probably won't get that flexibility. For the rest, I think that the 1st of August deadline is likely to hold. Now, only a handful of countries have deals. Deals take a long time to agree. The India-UK deal that was announced recently has taken 3 years to put together, and there's no evidence of broad policy shifts. The extensions so far seem to be quite selective coming out of the White House. Now, Trump's trade strategy does seem to be pressure-based. So from an FDI perspective, countries with deep pockets are being asked for investment pledges in the US, albeit rather vague ones. Those countries include Southeast Asia and UK, which have not asked for investment pledges yet, but others such as Germany, Japan, India, they have. Now, it's very unclear whether these pledges will actually translate into greenfield investments that boost American manufacturing. But we've got to remember that the US has an impressive record of securing greenfield FDI pledges, but it has a terrible track record of seeing them convert into expenditure. I think there are 3 possible rationales as to why countries are signing these deals with Trump that they have very little or no control over. Firstly, with the August the 1st and tariffs of over 30% looming, that's an impossible future commitment, but it may be worth making if it means getting a deal so trade can survive this week. Mm-hmm. There's the hope that the commitments are worded vaguely enough, which is what we've seen, that partners can argue they're technically fulfilling them. And finally, there's that view that the perception of effort matters most, and that the agreements will not be judged on whether the Trump team perceives a partner to be trying, not whether they've kind of hit targets.
Deepesh, what do you make of the Federal Appeals Court that I understand there's an 11th hour court challenge right now? They're considering whether the US president has exceeded his authority in imposing these tariffs on trading partners. Do you think that will come through in time, and when? And what impact will that have?
Well, we're not sure yet, and what's interesting is the price hikes haven't yet hit US consumers. It's unclear who's actually paying for the billions of dollars of tariffs that the US has collected. Maybe manufacturers so far, but it's unlikely to be sustainable for many to continue. It's estimated that the short-term impact of tariffs so far is equivalent to an average of something like $2,400 per US household in terms of income loss, but there has been talk about providing those tariff stimulus checks to citizens. I think $600 per person, which equates to that $2,500-ish per household. But I think the impact of the US economy will likely depend on who bears the brunt of the tariff costs going forward. Do manufacturers continue to, in order to keep access to the US market, and does it get passed on to consumers?
Just more broadly, how dangerous a moment do you think August the 1st will be for international relations and, of course, world trade? What can we expect?
Well, I think let's take a step back. While global trade has never been a silver bullet capable of easily lifting everyone out of poverty, it's been a vital tool for spreading jobs and spreading growth. So what happens when trade partners reorient? If the US market is increasingly difficult or impossible to reach, firms have to pivot. And many of our readers at Trade Treasury Payments are seeing that. We're seeing some just completely collapsing, others fighting for the same batch of customers elsewhere. We've got to bear in mind, de minimis has now gone for all goods to the US. Well, it will go starting on August the 29th. This is going to be a serious problem for many US customers and businesses that rely on e-commerce. as a means to get the widest array of foreign products. It will badly affect, I think, the global smaller companies that have found American customers using de minimis.
Thank you so much. Really great to speak to you. Deepesh Patel speaking to us here from London. Thank you. Oh, as we mentioned just hours before